Can you romance in Neverwinter Nights? Have you ever wondered if you can find love in the world of Dungeons and Dragons, specifically in Neverwinter Nights? Well, let's talk about that. In the realm of Neverwinter Nights, romance is indeed a feature, but it is somewhat limited. The original game, released in the early 2000s, focused more on dungeon crawling and combat than on romantic relationships. However, things changed with the sequel Neverwinter Nights 2. In this game, players can pursue romantic relationships with certain companions. The options depend on the gender of your player character. For instance, if you play as a male character, you can develop a romance with Elanee, a wood elf druid. On the other hand, female characters have the chance to romance Casavir, a paladin. Building influence with these companions is key. You need to reach a certain level of rapport before a significant point in the story, which is around the third act. If you manage to do this, you will unlock a special conversation where you can suggest spending the night together. However, keep in mind that the romance content is relatively brief and not as developed as what you might find in modern role-playing games. There were also other potential romance options like Nishka and Bishop that were initially planned. Unfortunately, these were cut from the final game due to time constraints. This means that the romance mechanics in Neverwinter Nights 2 are basic, focusing mainly on dialogue and minor interactions rather than complex relationship systems. For fans who want to expand their romantic options, the modding community has come to the rescue. Mods like the Valen Romance expansion add new flirt interactions, dialogue, and romance phases. This enriches the experience beyond what the base game offers. From a 2000s nostalgia perspective, the romance in Neverwinter Nights reflects the RPG design of that time. Romance was present but not a central feature, often limited to a few scripted interactions. This is quite different from later RPGs that provide more complex romantic storylines. Still, for fans of classic Dungeons and Dragons role-playing games, these romance options added a personal touch to the party members, enhancing the storytelling experience in a subtle way. So, while romance in Neverwinter Nights may not be as elaborate as in today's games, it certainly adds a layer of connection to the characters you encounter.